What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So like usual around here, I've been kind of waiting on things to become official, then they don't. I wait a while and things just don't happen. So I jump the gun, I get tired of waiting, and I just go ahead and do it anyway. So today, of course, we're going to be doing a Donovan Mitchell New York Knicks rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one. Of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciate it. I finally took a day off yesterday, but we are back, of course, on the grind. So Knicks fans, you may have lost the Summer League Championship yesterday, but you might still get Donovan Mitchell. You did lose my Blazers. That's besides the point, though. So what we're going to do today is we're going to obviously have Donovan Mitchell here on the New York Knicks and see what this would look like. So before I show you this trade package, I will say I don't know what a trade package for Donovan Mitchell looks like. I'm just going to base it off what they got for Gobert. I'm assuming the Knicks are going to want more for Mitchell, or not Knicks, sorry. The Jazz are going to want more for Mitchell. So that's kind of what I did in this trade scenario. I'm not saying that Knicks should do this or they shouldn't do this. Regardless, I think honestly I would love to see them trade for Donovan Mitchell, but this is the trade I did. So it was Emmanuel Quickly, Derrick Rose, Cameron Reddish, first round pick, Quentin Grimes for Donovan Mitchell, and then I threw 3 more first round picks in. So it's basically 5 first round picks, 4 solid players. Derrick Rose probably won't be a huge part of what they do. I feel like the Jazz want more than that, but that's what we kind of gave them. So yes, that was the trade. So Donovan Mitchell heads to the Knicks. The Jazz get a couple, building pieces, but of course, for the most part, they're bottoming out, and they're going to be tanking. But we got Donovan Mitchell here in New York, so now we have an updated starting 5 of Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. So I'm actually really excited to see how this is going to go. We also kept Obi Toppin on the team. You still have Evan Fournier as well, because I think when I was listening to the Jake Fisher podcast, he said that the Jazz probably prefer Derrick Rose salary over Evan Fournier because Derrick Rose's contract is has a team option on it rather than being guaranteed for 2 more years or something like that. So, which is why we did Derrick Rose instead of Fournier. But regardless, looking at the roster now after we made that trade and giving up some depth like we did, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Fournier. You have RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Obi Toppin, and you have Isaiah Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson. So that's really solid. And then so your backup front court is good. We need a backup point guard or a backup small forward out of free agency, which there's still some solid options. You got like Bledsoe still out here if you wanted to go for Bledsoe. Rondo still available if you wanted him. As far as backup small forward is concerned, you can bring in Lance Stevenson to New York. You got Andre Iguodala. You got Jeremy Lamb. So there's some good options. Dean Wade. It is getting kind of thin, not going to lie, but we don't want a power forward. Brendan Forbes. Austin Rivers actually signed in Minnesota, so I need to update that for this file. But other than that, I'll worry about that later. So I don't even know what I guess the backup point guard I see is Eric Bledsoe. I guess I'll sign Eric Bledsoe to be my backup point guard for the Knicks this year. So that is what we'll roll with for now. And now we're going to see what this team's going to do in season number 1 without changing anything else. So I don't know if I'll keep Julius Randle throughout the whole video, but RJ Barrett, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, Mitch Robinson is kind of our 4 right now. And then obviously if Julius Randle is solid, we'll keep him. If he's not, we'll figure out what to do with them. You got Evan Fournier and Bledsoe, of course, both going down. Miles McBride going up, and then Trevor Keels going up. So I did watch, I was able to watch some of these Knicks players yesterday in the Summer League Championship game. Obviously, Quentin Grimes is the huge star out of it, but he gets traded to Utah. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, if the Jazz and Knicks do pull off this trade, I'm excited to see how it's going to go. Why did it just take me all the way to staff retirements? Regardless, looking at the rotation all together, we got Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitch Robinson, and then Isaiah Hartenstein off the bench, Obi Toppin, Evan Fournier, and Eric Bledsoe. So I'm just going to quickly ask you guys, where do you see if the Knicks pull off this trade, and this is their starting 5, what is your projection on the Knicks in the Eastern Conference? Personally, I think they're definitely a top 6 seed with this team. I really like this roster. I mean, if they were able to make the playoffs, like with the roster they had that one year, I can't even remember, like 2 years ago, I'm sure they can make the playoffs with Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell in their backcourt. I really do. So proficiency is going to land us at 3.5 defense. Can we be 4-star anywhere? I feel like we should be able to be 4-star. No. So are we better off just staying at defense, or should we be balanced? I think balance looks better. We're going to move this to a balance system under Tom Thibodeau. We're going to simulate this season. We're going to see how this roster does after that trade that we just made. And of course, we can make some more moves in the offseason if things don't work out all that well. But I'm excited. We gave up a ton of assets. We have Mitchell and Jalen Brunson as our backcourt now. And we're going to see how this is going to go. I feel like this should be a really good year for us, but we'll see what happens. And hopefully we're a playoff team by the end of this year, because if we're not, we're really disappointed. So at the end of the season, Luka Doncic is your MVP. Chet's your Rookie of the Year for the Thunder. You got Bones Highland winning 6th man, and Jonathan Isaac Defensive Player. Quickly won Most Improved in Utah, which makes sense because obviously he was probably like the #1 guy there. I'm Udoka, coach of the year, and Jacob Park is your executive. So All NBA first team, All NBA second team, Trae Young, LaMelo, Tatum, Jimmy Butler, and Embiid. All NBA third team, All defensive first team, and All defensive second team. So we actually didn't have a great year, to be honest with you. We were actually the 10th seed. So at one point we were like a top 5 seed, and then we just like kind of just fell off, 10th seed in the East. So obviously not where we would want to be after trading for Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell averages 26. You got RJ Barrett averaging 24, 17 from Brunson, 16 from Randall, 10 off the bench from Isaiah Hartenstein, 8 from Evan Fournier, 6 from Mitchell Robinson, and then 6 from Obi Toppin, and then 3 from Bledsoe. So yeah, we definitely have some more moves to make, it looks like, unless we could find our way into the play-in tournament and just like upset the first seed or something, and then we can kind of be back where we're supposed to be. But regardless, we get the Indiana Pacers in round 1, so, or in, I guess in the play-in tournament. So we'll see if this works out for us or not. We have to beat them in Indiana, so we're gonna simcast this because I do want to see this team into the playoffs, because I feel like we you know, give up all that capital to get Mitchell, so not making the playoffs would be super disappointing year number 1. But it looks like that is the case. Oh wait, we won, so we took it at the end. RJ Barrett 28, so we'll take that. And now we get Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, which isn't gonna be so easy. So we won in Indiana. Can we do that same thing in Milwaukee? I don't know. That's gonna be a tough ask, but you know, we got to give it out there. We got to go try. So let's see if we can come out here and beat the Milwaukee Bucks and go into the playoffs and be the 8th seed, I guess. So so far we got a stranglehold lead, and I think we've done it, unless we let them come back. Which, no, I think we got it. So we do beat the Bucks, and we are in the playoffs. So 35 from RJ, 29 from Donovan Mitchell. RJ Barrett has not been extended yet either, so we'll have to extend him in the offseason. But now we get to play the Boston Celtics. Let's see. They got Brogdon, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Grant Williams, Robert Williams, Marcus Smart. So they obviously have a very good team over there in Boston. So they're starting Grant Williams rather than having Marcus Smart in the starting 5, which a little questionable, but yeah, I mean, I don't think RJ Barrett's going to be in the trade for Utah either. I don't even think the Jazz probably want RJ Barrett, to be honest with you, because if the way Danny Ainge prefers to rebuild, it seems just to like bottom out completely and just tank. He doesn't want to have to pay RJ Barrett. So game 1, we're up 1-0, beat them by 22. Like I said, maybe we come out here and just upset the Celtics as the 8th seed. Maybe I'm in the best position possible. Donovan Mitchell drops 47 in game 1. Game 2, they even it up. Fair enough. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown dropped 30 apiece. Mitchell drops 37 still. Game 3, we're down 2-1. We'll lose by 1. We are down 3-1, and maybe, yeah, we lose in 5. So ultimately, we took game 1, but lost in 5. So we got some work to do. 76ers go on to win the championship. James Harden gets his wish, and they win, and he wins Finals MVP. So obviously, James Harden hugely focused on winning a championship this year. Shout out to James Harden for taking that pay cut. Regardless, player retirements. Carmelo Anthony retires. Chris Paul retires for Phoenix. Let's go straight to the draft lottery. And let's see what we can do in the lottery. I don't even think we have a lottery pick anymore. I traded a lot of those picks, obviously, for Mitchell. And it looks like the Jazz have like 4 picks right here. So you got Rockets getting number 1, Keegan's number 2. And then obviously a lot of those picks were protected. Jazz get number 4. And then other than that, do we have our own pick? We have 16. So we have 16 to 24 still from the Mavericks. So still have 2 first-round picks despite trading away 5 of them for that Donovan Mitchell trade, which is nice. Tom Thibodeau will keep around, obviously. I'm going to fill out this coaching staff, and honestly, after making the playoffs and, you know, coming from the 8th seed, I think it's safe to say we should probably be looking to make some kind of trade to improve the roster, because obviously what we had was not good enough. So the first trade I'm going to make is moving on from Julius Randle. I'm going to be sending him over to the Washington Wizards for Monte Morris, Isaiah Todd. I am going to try to squeeze a first-round pick out of them, though, if possible. So I'm going to see if they'll give me the 2027 first. They want my 2023 first. I can't do that. So maybe we just get rid of them for Monte Morris and Isaiah Todd and just simply get off Randall's contract is the enticing thing about this. So yeah, the Wizards go ahead and take on Randall, who they think could maybe push them in the right direction for Bradley Beal. We also get a young player of Isaiah Todd in it. So I'm going to make this trade. It's not much, obviously, but getting off Julius Randle's contract, I think, helps us out a lot, because I feel like we don't really need him going forward. So you have Monte Morris as a backup point guard to Jalen Brunson, and I like that. That kind of rounds out our bench a little bit more. I kind of have an idea that I kind of like for us, because I feel like he'd fit perfectly for what we need right now, because, I mean, we have a lot of scoring between Mitchell, RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson. I understand this guy. I mean, there's a couple guys I think we should go for that kind of fit the bill. So first and foremost, instead of going for the same guy I usually do, we can try something different this time. And since Jared Vanderbilt maybe could be available from the Jazz, I want to try to pull him off. The guy I had in mind, but I feel like I've traded for him quite enough lately, is Jonathan Isaac. I feel like Jonathan Isaac would be perfect for what we need on this team, but instead of going for Jonathan Isaac, we go for like a Jared Vanderbilt to switch it up a little bit. So Jared Vanderbilt would be kind of perfect because we just need a power forward who could play defense, really. We're not really looking for anything special because we have plenty of scoring right now between Brunson. So we didn't really need Julius Randle scoring, in my opinion. So we're going to have to match salary somehow. So I just got Isaiah Todd in that trade, which is kind of what I'm looking for. And then if I offer them like 16, so Isaiah Todd is 16 for Vanderbilt, I feel like it's a fair trade because Vanderbilt's a very solid rotational piece. And they do not agree to that. Wow, I'm surprised. How about if I threw a second? They agree. Okay, so no one took a second round pick. So just like that, we have Jared Vanderbilt now here in New York. So I really like that addition. Instead of getting Jonathan Isaac, get Vanderbilt to be the new starting power forward for us. Like I said, we don't need him to do anything special. Just play defense, which is what we have. Perimeter D, A, inside D is an A as well. So that's what I'm looking for in my power forward, and I'm happy to have that. So very excited to have that. And we still have a 24th overall pick in this draft. So I feel like that was a pretty good offseason so far. Got rid of Randall when we didn't need him. And now we have a couple guys. So we have Brandon Miller on the board, which I think might be my selection, or Jaden Bradley or any of these guys. But I think I am going to go ahead and take Brandon Miller with this 24th overall pick. And he low-key might be our starting or backup small forward, I should say, this year. So Brandon Miller, welcome to the Knicks. Player options, Obi Toppin, I'm going to accept. And then we got Miles McBride and Trevor Keels coming back. Qualifying offers, Jericho Sims and RJ Barrett. Of course, we have to pay RJ Barrett this offseason. And then free agency, you got like RJ Barretts who are only important free agents. So I'm worried about my mid-level exception this year. So got Monte Morris as the backup point guard, which I really do love for Randall. Yeah, Evan Fournier still as the backup shooting guard. I'd actually like to move on from him because I just don't think he'll be that good in overall after this year. Brandon Miller is the backup small forward. I'm fine with that. Obi Top, and then we still have our Isaiah Hartenstein. So I really like what we have here right now. So I think the only thing I'm looking to do now is move on from Fournier if possible. If I can't get rid of him, it's no big deal, but I'm going to throw him in a trade finder and see if I can get something good. So the 76ers offered me a Furkan Korkmaz, and honestly, sign me up for that if I don't find anything better because I really do like that. We get Capella, but I'm not going to try to go too crazy. I don't feel like the Hawks would do that, obviously. But the 76ers, on the other hand, could potentially do that. So I'm going to do that trade for Furkan Korkmaz. We had to trade a second-round pick. We get off Evan Fournier's salary, and we get a decent shooting guard in Furkan Korkmaz, and he's way younger. So I'm happy with that. All right. Now, we really just got to wait on RJ Barrett to accept his, or to get an offer, and we're going to match it. So we're going to match RJ Barrett's salary, and just like that, RJ Barrett remains a New York Knick. And then last but not least, is there anything else we want to do? Are we cool with what we got? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm good. I think we're good, man. I'm thrilled with this team and what we have right now. So we're just going to go straight to player progression. Mitchell's up to a 90, 87, 84, 83. Vanderbilt's up to an 81. So things are on the up and up, and everyone is good. Obviously, we're hoping Brandon Miller becomes a really good rotational piece for us. But yeah, I feel like that was a really successful offseason. Moved on from Randall. Don't think we really needed him, to be honest with you. There was enough scoring, like I said. Got Monte Morris as a backup point guard, which I think is really freaking solid. And then obviously drafting Brandon Miller and keeping RJ Barrett is huge as well. Keeping Obi Toppin. So if we look at our rotation now that Julius Randle is gone, we got Jalen Brunson Mitchell, we got RJ Barrett, Jared Vanderbilt, Mitch Robinson, Monte Morris, Isaiah Hartenstein, Obi Toppin, and then Korkmaz. So yeah, I really do like this. So I guess Brandon Miller's not going to get minutes this year, which that's okay. No big deal. So I like what we have right now. Proficiency, we have a 4-star balance system. So with Randall gone, things I think are going to be much better because like I said, we had enough scoring. So let's go see what we can do this year. Shot tendencies, you got RJ and Donovan Mitchell up to a 99, I guess. And then Jalen Brunson will move up to like an 85-ish or something. Monte Morris, Vanderbilt. So yeah, like I said, I didn't need much out of Vanderbilt. So we're going to celebrate this season. Hopefully we're a better team this year. Being the 10th seed was kind of unacceptable. So hopefully this year, like a top 5. Hopefully, anyway. So back-to-back MVPs goes to Luka Doncic, Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year on the Rockets. 6th man goes to Naz Reid, which is cool. Giannis Defensive Player. Shaden Sharp wins Most Improved on the Portland Trailblazers. JB Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year. Nathan Mack, your executive for the Timberwolves. And here's your NBA first team. We got Luka, LaMelo, Giannis, LeBron, Jokic. Do we get like a Donovan Mitchell this year? I don't know if we had him last year. I don't think I was paying enough attention. It doesn't look like it. So no Donovan Mitchell this year or anything like that. All defense first team. Vanderbilt making all defensive team? No. So that would have been cool to have him on here, but he did not. An all rookie first team and all rookie second team. So we are the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. So things definitely went better. Went a lot better. Player stats wise, we had 31 from Donovan Mitchell, 20.5 from RJ Barrett. So kind of proving his value of that contract we gave him, which is really cool. 21 from Jalen Brunson, 9 from Isaiah Hartenstein, 9 from Monte Morris, 7 from Robinson, and 8 rebounds and 2 blocks. So yeah, the scoring was there. I knew it was going to be there. We didn't need Randall to be a scorer, which is why we moved on from him, because we have Brunson, we have RJ, and we have Mitchell, who can score the basketball. So I'm not saying you can't have enough scores, but Randall's game is kind of different than usual, I would say. So obviously that's why we kind of moved on from him. Vanderbilt was 5 and 8. That's fine. I literally just needed him to play defense and, rebound the basketball. That's all we really needed. So now we get the Miami Heat in round 1. So Miami, they have obviously Raul Neto, Tyler Hero. Why is Raul Neto the starting point guard? Oh, well, you know what? That's fine. I don't know how they got into Steer Little. You better give them back to Portland. Game 1, we're up 1-0. Beat them by 20. Good start. 40 from Donovan Mitchell. Game 2, we're up 2-0. Beat them by 12. Despite being the 5th seed, it was really close. We're up 3-0. We're about to sweep the freaking Miami Heat. Are we really about to? Yes, we swept the Miami Heat. Okay, I'll take it. And the Atlanta Hawks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. And look what we got, baby. We got the Trae Young versus New York Knicks revenge tour again, or the rivalry here. So Donovan Mitchell versus Trae Young. What an excitement. This is actually low-key a fire series right here. Brunson and Mitchell versus Trae Young and Murray. That would be so much fun to watch. And then RJ, Vanderbilt, Mitchell Robinson, Collins Capella. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm curious to see how this is going to go. We are the 5th seed. We have home court advantage because they upset Cleveland. Game 1, we're down 1-0, lose by 15. So Trae Young drops 31. Obviously, New York Knicks fans are not very fond of Trae Young. So game 2, we're down 2-0. We lose by 7. We're down 3-0. We're going to get swept by an 8th seed, bro. Come on now. We didn't even put up a fight. Brooklyn Nets go on to win the championship. Super unfortunate stuff. Well, let's go straight to the draft lottery. I don't know if there's going to be much I'm going to change. I'm kind of in love with what we have. Jazz went number 1, which is good for them. They're going to need that. And number 2 for the Pelicans, 3 from the Spurs. So I feel like I want to run it back one more time. My pick probably doesn't belong to me this year. That is the case. So the Knicks, we do not have our pick. So yeah, trying to upgrade this roster is not going to be easy. So head coach, I mean, Tyronn Lue is out here. So if Tyronn Lue wants to be my head coach, I'm so down. But I would have to fire somebody, I think, to free up some money to do that. Tyronn Lue. Let's see if I can get Tyronn Lue to be my head coach. He does not accept. Damn. So even if I tried... Okay, so Tyronn Lue, no. Quinn Snyder. Give me Quinn Snyder. I'll take him. Obviously, we just get Tom Thibodeau back, though, if we want to. Which he may be gone by now. We'll see. Thibodeau, where are you? Tom Thibodeau. You gone? Sanders. If I can get Quinn... I'll probably get blocked. Oh, I could hire David Fizdale again. I'm sure a Knicks fan would love if I did that. All right, Tom Thibodeau. Where'd he go? I gotta search for him, I guess. Tom Thibodeau. I want you back if I can't get anybody else here. Did he sign any? Bro, he must have signed somewhere else fast. I was playing too much, I guess, with them. Okay. Rejected, of course, and I get blocked, so that's nice. Stauffer. Jeff Hornacek. He used to be the Knicks head coach once upon a time as well. Frank Vogel. If I can get Frank Vogel, I would. I wish you could stop, like... Is there an option where you could turn off where they could stop blocking you? Do I get Howard Brady to be my head coach, I guess? I don't really know what else. I don't see anybody else. Yeah, so Quinn Snyder, and then I get blocked both times, which I think is dumb. I don't feel like you should be able to block. So Howard Brady's our head coach, I guess. I don't know where Tom Thibodeau went. He must have signed quick. Mike Miller, perimeter defense coach. I just fired him, but hey, we renegotiated. We're back, baby. Okay. Draft night, we might have a second round pick or something, but I'm not really going to worry about it. So we do have a second round pick. I'm just going to let the CPU deal with it. So player options, nothing. Qualifying offers, Vanderbilt, it's a free agent, Bride, and Obi Toppin. So both my power forwards are free agents, so I definitely want them both back. And then Monte Morris, a free agent. So actually, I got quite a bit of free agents to worry about. So I want to keep the rotation somewhat the same, or we actually have cap space. Wait, do we want to go crazy here? So... what do we want to do, though? Power forward could be much better. Why is Mitch Robinson pissed? I don't understand. Okay. What can I afford out here? I can get Sadiq Bey, Tobias Harris, or Onyeka Okongwu. What other positions do we have out here? Hold on. LaMelo, don't think I'll be able to get him. Anthony Davis, I'm 14 million off from being able to afford him. But, man, imagine if I landed Anthony Davis here in New York. That'd be kind of wild. Siakam, we're, like, so not that far off from getting him. Wait, do I want to free up money, or would I rather have... which, I mean, I guess if I traded Mitchell Robinson, I'd have enough money for Anthony Davis. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to do it. And I might just do it, man. Kenny Chandler in a first-round pick. Caleb Love in a first from the Utah Jazz. Brandon Clark on not that cheap of a contract. Aaron Gordon, first-round pick. Christian Wood, D'Angelo Russell. Okay. I'm going to do this trade with the Grizzlies where I got a first round pick in Kenny Chandler. So I'll do that trade. And then you know what? We're going for the home run hitter. We're going for Anthony Davis. Even though it said I'm like $1 off, I'm going to offer him a contract anyway. And we're still not his number one. Damn, that sucks. Okay, Kawhi. Really close. Unless if I just get Siakam on this team. I could get Siakam, I guess, 4-year. And that should still leave us enough money. So Siakam, brand new power forward type beat. I kind of like the idea of it. So Siakam at power forward. And we get Isaiah Hartenstein back as well. Anthony Davis goes back to the Lakers, which is unfortunate. So Siakam, brand new New York Knicks. I'll take it. We signed a free agent for once. Okay. So we let go of everybody else. Now we have Kenny Chandler as backup point guard. Donovan Mitchell. Brandon Miller is going to step up this year. And then we got Siakam and Isaiah Hartenstein. Oh, I want Vanderbilt back. Did I renounce him? Hopefully I didn't. I think I did. Damn, that's unfortunate. I mean, at this point, though, can he really be all that disappointed? Wait, can I get him back? He's not interested in signing with me. Oh, so I have no chance of getting... I don't know why it does that. So dumb. But regardless, we have Caruso as a backup point guard. So we're going to move Siakam to... Well, yeah, we're going to move him to power forward. So he'll be our starting power forward. I guess Isaiah Hartenstein right now, by default, is our starting center. Which, not sure how I feel about that. But, I mean, it's not too bad. And then... I mean, he should be actually kind of solid. So, I feel like we just need a backup big man and a good shooting guard. And we're solid. So... We could get Korkmaz back, or we could get like Terrence Davis or Clarkson, which I kind of like the idea of getting Terrence Davis. So Terrence Davis is going to be my shooting guard signing, and then backup center, or I get Obi Toppin back. I'll just get Obi Toppin back. So Obi Toppin, if we can't get Vanderbilt back, I guess I'll go Obi Toppin, bring him back to New York, and then I'll sign like Kim Birch on a minimum, just in case. Okay, so we got Siakam. So that was our big move. So I just said we didn't really need a scoring power forward, but I'll take Siakam. I feel like he'll fit very nicely next to these four guys. So yeah, we wanted to take our team to the next level. Terrence Davis goes down. Obi Toppin's up. I'm feeling good about this. Isaiah Hartenstein's our starting center. I mean, he's kind of around the same overall as Mitchell Robinson and kind of does similar things. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. So, this is going to be the starting 5, 9-man rotation. Brunson, Mitchell, RJ, Siakam, Isaiah Hartenstein, Chandler, Obi Toppin, Terrence Davis, and Kim Birch. Honestly, this has low-key been a fire video. I think I've done a great job. Unfortunately, though, I do want Brandon Miller to get minutes over Kim Birch. I think that's fair. So we're going to do that. And then Kim Birch will play like, you know, situational minutes if we got like a foul out or something. But let's go into something this season. Can we be that top contender in the East with Siakam joining the team? We'll see what happens. So in this last and final year, we ended up being the 6th in the East. So I really don't know how to feel about that. But if you look at the player stats, we had 23 from Mitchell, 21 from RJ, and then 18 from Siakam, 15 from Jalen Brunson, 12 from Kenny Chandler, 10 from Isaiah Hartenstein, and also 2 blocks per game. So yeah, he was a pretty solid starting center. 7.5 from Davis, 7 from Brandon Miller, and then 5 from Obi Toppin. So this is our last chance, man. Obviously, we got to the second round last year, but if we want to, you know, advance at all, we definitely got to, you know, put it all together. So they have Maxey and LaMelo and Wiseman, which that's a low key, really. And then you have 2 3-and-D forwards on that roster. Okay, Charlotte, I see what you're doing. This is actually a really solid roster, but I'm hoping I'm gonna beat you here. So let's see what happens. Game 1, we're down 1-0, lose by 17. We even it up though. Good sign. 2-1. There we go. Can we go 3-1? Yes, we can. Can we beat them in 5? Beat them in 6? Yes, we're on to the second round. So Atlanta's not here, which is something we don't have to worry about, which is nice. But now we get Cleveland, which is a team that upset, or Atlanta upset last year. They got Monte Morris now. So Monte Morris is here for his revenge for us not re-signing him. He had Kenny Chandler as that backup point guard instead. So let's see what happens. Game 1. We're down 1-0. I'm actually going to, you know what? I'm wanting to win this so bad. I'm going to shrink this down to an 8-man rotation. And I don't know if that'll make a difference. They want to start Kenny Chandler for this. I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. Game 2, we even it up. So it leads to a win. Leads to 2 wins in a row. Leads to 3 wins in a row. Maybe I should have listened to 2K. Can we win? In 6. Yes, we're in the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go. And now we get the Toronto Raptors. We stole Siakam from them. So they have Tyler Hero and OG and Fred VanVleet and Scotty Barnes. So they really do have a starting, they really have a nice starting 5. Barnes versus Siakam is the matchup. I'm definitely curious and excited to see. I feel like that's going to be fun. But game 1, up 1-0, beat them by 16, 30 from RJ, 22 from Mitchell, 21 from Siakam. Game 2, they even it up. Fair enough. They win by 9. Game 3, we're up 2-1, win by 13. 3-1 for us. Can we beat them in 5? Beat them in 6? Yes. Okay, so we're in the NBA Finals going up against the Lakers. We have Dosunmu, Reeves, Oladipo, Jabari Walker, which He looked amazing in Summer League, by the way, so I'm super excited for him. Brandon Clark, Jackson Hayes. Game 1, we're down 1-0. I feel like I'm going to lose this Lakers team for some reason. Nope, we win game 2 pretty easily. Win game 3. Win game 4. No, we don't. Game 5 has to go to us. We win. We beat them in 6. No, going to a game 7 against the Los Angeles Lakers to win the championship. Can we do it is the question. Lakers versus Knicks. Can we do it? Let's go. Come on. We got to lock it in. It's a close game. We're going to lose to this Lakers team, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. And we lose to the Lakers to end off the video. They win in 7. Bro, I don't understand. The Lakers always have the funkiest teams at the end of the video, and then they somehow always beat me. It just always works out that way. So, whatever, man. I'll take my L. I feel like my roster was way better than the Lakers, but that's just how it works for me, I guess. So, Lakers win, beat us in 7. I'm going to end it off there. If Donovan Mitchell is in New York Knicks soon, that wouldn't surprise me at all, but obviously it's not happened just yet. Hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Drop a like if you did. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.